Same thing with this one. So the way they made music, it could transition anywhere. Yeah. Uh, it's not the younger generation running from funk. Like I had to mix. I remember spending somewhere near $25,000 roughly to mix Glass House 2. Like just really overpaying. Feel me? Because like trying to get the bass line on Too Hood, the song I got with Game on. Just trying. I had to keep mixing it and playing it in the phone to try to get the bass line. So when you hear it on the phone, you feel me? You hear the bass line. That shit was like expensive, you know what I mean? So motherfuckers ain't fucking with the bass line right now. So it's hard to really do funk West Coast style because funk, you know, on the East is more just brass, but on the West it's the bass line. And the bass line is the one frequency, you know what I mean, that's being took out the game. If you get what I'm saying. But I just trying to get the mid to be here. Yeah. Also the first time you heard of a town named Dinosaur. Just listen to what I'm saying though. Like just mixing this bass line to get it to try to come through the phone was hard as fuck. It was like hard. It was hard as shit. You couldn't hear it in the phone. Like I was playing it out my iPhone and I remember just like, damn, I had to keep mixing it, keep doing this. It just became a headache. Does that hinder Battle Cat and Quick? No, that don't hinder Battle Cat and Quick. Them niggas just don't be making no fucking music for nobody. The only thing hinder them is them not producing nobody. Quick, since Quick dropped whatever his last project was, I mean, I don't even remember the last artist he produced for. The only reason anything is happening with them is them. They just don't want to do it right now. Why they don't want to do it is beyond me. You know what I mean? I'm sure they got reasons, but they just not producing. Warren G ain't producing the artist. Quick ain't producing the artist. Battle Cat ain't producing the artist. Yeah, hands down. Bass is black, but that's why music is also in such a pop space, though. You know what I'm saying? Music is in a real pop space because the bass is black. That's why I mean, people kind of got mad at me when I said it, but I'm like, Drake is the reason it ain't a lot of soul in music right now because he leading. So when Drake is leading, people are following. It's a kid named Kalen out of Compton. He got this hard ass song called Scoring. And I noticed the song doesn't have a bass line at all. There's no mid to the song. And I understand what they heard. They heard Drake shit and they was like, okay, this is the production style. So whoever's producing it. And they was like, okay, so we're not going to produce this with a bass line. But the problem is Drake's voice fits that frequency. So it's cool if he don't have a bass because his voice fits the bass. He ain't producing enough. And I'll be on you about that. Like this. Just all low and top. So it's like when you hear this, it's dope, but the problem is it's something like it needs the bass line for you to feel it. You know what I mean? And that, so that's done like that, right? But the way you would do that is this way. This is how you do this shit. See, that was just all tops and lows. This is how you do tops, lows, and mids.
Introducing the...
And this is the difference when you got a young kid that's making beats, trying to figure out his way, and he getting it together, versus when you find somebody who actually know. Like this. This is the same thing, just lows and tops. The whistle is the top. The 808, same thing as the lows. But look what he does for the bass line. He figured out a way to put that frequency in there. And so that's Pharrell. So Pharrell knew that frequency is required. So guess what? He took that voice and he found a bass line that's like a higher frequency. It's not as low as a mid, a standard mid. It's still a mid, but it's up top. So even though they rapping, it's still floating right above them. You can hear it. So that's really the trick. You just got to figure it out. But I agree, not having Cat, you know what I'm saying? Not having Cat, not having Quick around, it don't help at all because they know 1,000 more things. Yeah. Lit, cuz stop doing this every time, cuz. Listen to what I'm telling you. You're not listening. You're just talking. And I'm telling you some real shit. Pharrell a real professor at this point. What's funny is I was telling Joey and Deuce, Blast does exactly what DJ Quick does. Like they're the masters of the groove. If you really listen to Blast, it's just like an evolved version of Quick. It's not what we saying, Lit. That's not what we saying. I'm explaining to somebody why funk is struggling. I'm not saying why you don't do funk music. I'm telling you why funk is struggling. It's struggling because the outlets you hear it, the outlets you digest it don't carry a frequency for the mid to really be digested. That's what I'm saying. You can't hear the mid because you can't hear the mid out of an iPhone. You got to hear it at a party. So that's why if a nigga make funk, he probably gonna have the biggest party song. He gonna have a song they playing at all the parties on the bike shits. But that don't necessarily always transition cause into radio, that don't transition into the rest of the diaspora that's digesting music. It is, King Kunta is Mossberg's song. Yeah, but it's not on the radio. The #1 song on the radio, Lit. Not a song getting exposure. Not a song doing okay, but I'm talking about a real contribution into the whole landscape from the coast. It's not about, that's what I'm saying. I'm explaining to him why funk is struggling. Lit, listen, cuz, god damn, man. This is why niggas don't teach. Students in the class screaming, cuz. Listen, cuz. Yes, it's rough because it's missing another like part. You know what I'm saying? It's missing something. Boy, you should let me love you. I'm so glad you chose me, baby. You know what's funny? You got to know how to make a record more than just rapping. I don't know, probably Game song. Game documentary. Documentary was one of them ones that was super dope. Documentary. All right, let me get off this motherfucker. I'll see y'all in a minute.